All right, all right. No, it's been a little while. I've been away a little bit, just trying to work on some things. Had some things come up. We're going to cover a few things tonight. We're going to go over the current market conditions, what's going on with BTC, and where we're heading. Um, we're not going to get too complicated in a lot of this as far as the movement and everything, but I think we have a pretty good idea of what's going on here. Or at least if you haven't by now, you will know. We're gonna wipe out this whole thing right here. We're gonna run this one right here like this, and we'll kind of do some quick analysis on what's going on currently. It looks like we kind of found a bottom there for BTC, so we may have found the bottom of the zone. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Day. Nah, I think we still go. BTC still has some more tumbling to do, it looks like. So on the daily, we'll cover some of this. We'll talk about these things and kind of what's going on. Over here, we're going to kind of go into a few things here. We're going to first off come over here and we're going to split screen this. We're going to hit the S&P, right? Because we want to see what's going on with the stock markets. Why do we want to know what's going on in the stock markets? Because the stock markets help us depict what's going on in crypto, right? Stock market takes a crash, crypto takes a crash. That's how these things work. Asset class to asset class. Currently, the asset class of stocks right here has broken almost every single floor on the way down, right? So we're gonna get rid of some of these items right here. So we're gonna hit this one right here. And then we'll drop this one, and we'll go ahead and drop these two right here. Obviously not good sports, and we'll look at it like this. So on the daily, right? On the daily. Now keep in mind, this has jumped up before and still continue to plummet. On the daily, the S&P has pretty much gone ballistic, right? Look at that. Needs some cool down, guys. Needs some cool down. We're experiencing some cool down right now before it can push up anymore. Where do we typically see these cool down periods for the S&P? So we can kind of know these crash periods for Bitcoin. And I know you're like, how are they related? Why would they do the same thing? And I'll show you. Let's hit the daily right here on Bitcoin. And we have some floors in and all that good stuff, and we'll show you kind of what happens. So S&P right here, as you can see. Look at where the S&P is right here. Look at where Bitcoin is right here. Bitcoin right here. Look at Bitcoin after the S&P crashes, right? And then look, the S&P is recovering. Look at what Bitcoin's doing. Look at what Bitcoin's doing again on the next day. So even on recovery from S&P, the Bitcoin will still continue to experience this downturn, guys. We're going to see downturn for Bitcoin. Something we've talked about over and over again. I think we might be able to hit our price targets that I've spoken numerous times in other videos. That 26 to 24K, I think that's very much in play. If not, we hit 28, we bounce, we play there for a while, and then we continue down. Those are kind of our only two options. Again, we're moving into P3 here as far as our downtrend, which is where we're going to come down. We're going to wick out, I think, into these zones and look for these bottom zones for this thing to really kind of tank to meet our previous lows and highs, right, guys? This is what we're looking for. S&P took a significant hit right here, by the way, guys. We're looking at a 3.61% drop, and on our previous drop for S&P, now keep in mind, I'm going to give you percentages on how much this hit Bitcoin for. Our previous drop from top, right, to bottom was 4.29, right? So, and really it wasn't even all this, right? So all this right here is kind of like all this. Really, this really started occurring right up here. So really it's not 4.29, my apologies. The 4.29 was kind of like all this, right? This whole drop from all the way up here, all the way down here was that 4.29 right here. Outside of that, if we look at our past drop here, we'll do something a little more realistic to what we have going on right now. We're looking at 2.49, we'll just say 2.5% pullback, right, guys? So 2.5% pullback basically initiated a 30% pullback from Bitcoin. 2.9, 30%. All right. Currently, we are at a 3.63% pullback. This is a much more significant pullback than here. So if we got 30% off of that, and we were to say, hey, this is what we're looking like for this, we can go ahead and we can take this top. We'll just take the top here, even though this isn't the play, right? So this kind of more occurred here. So actually we'll take that top. So we'll take the top here where it's occurring, and we'll run this down 30%. Well, where's 30%, guys? And that's not even the bottom, because really, if you think about it in 30% terms, you know, if we do exactly what we did there previously on Bitcoin, you would be looking at more percentages. You're basically looking at hitting the floor. Am I anticipating that? No, I think there's a lot of buy walls on the way down. Those buy walls will pick BTC up and hold it for right now. I am anticipating these lower range zones. I'm anticipating minimum 28 and a bounce and a play. And then, you know, potentially us waking down in these zones and pulling back up to these areas that I'm talking about right now. Bitcoin currently at 29,583, guys. 29,583. Pretty low. Bitcoin's getting smashed pretty hard on the daily, guys. If we took this to an hourly, Bitcoin is it's pretty much getting overextended on the hourly, guys. We take a look over here. Let me see what's going on. Right there, Bitcoin's pretty much at the bottom of the RSI right here. Needs some cooldown. Needs to kind of hang out here for a while before it can continue in its downtrend. All right, so daily, guys, daily. All right, daily, Bitcoin is here currently. And because Bitcoin is here currently, we are looking at a pretty significant drop from here, right? Like I said, 30% brings us down in these zones. I think P3 is definitely possible. It's wicking down in this 26% zone because it continues the downtrend of the wicks, right? So we have our wick here, and we're basically downtrending in a specific speed, and it would allow us to kind of come down, touch down, and bounce back. So anywhere's in there, 26, 27 is what we're looking for. Again, S&P taking a significant hit. Commodities are following. If we look here, sorry, that's Celsius. We have, nope, that's not it. Right here, commodities. Commodities are getting smashed. As far as support and resistances, currently we're holding here. I think we at least come down to 203, and then, you know, potentially we come down even further to 199. We'll see how this works out, but, you know, commodities are kind of singing the same bell. Basically, assets, things of value are losing that value, right? The value is kind of dropping. That's what's causing the market to drop. Outside of that, gold looks like it's on a breakout. Dollar looks like it's on a breakout. So if we look at those two things too, they're basically showing the deflationary scenario. Why are we seeing deflation currently in the market? Well, we're seeing deflation in the market due to bonds, right? Bonds are being piled into as a safe asset. And because bonds are being piled into as a safe asset, this increases the value of the dollar and increases its strength and causes a deflationary period. But what comes after a deflationary period? Well, what comes after a deflationary period is an inflationary period, right? So this could be extremely good for crypto at the end of the day. So right now, we're looking at the deflationary period. The deflationary period is going to do what? Well, the deflationary period is going to go ahead and it's going to cause the market to drop for crypto, for S&P, and for all these other asset classes. Once that inflationary period happens, that's where you're going to see the money flow back into these assets. It's going to pick these assets back up. So it's really best to be investing during these deflationary periods into assets like Bitcoin, potentially stocks if that's your thing, and commodities and so on and so forth. I'm into much bigger gains, so I'll probably stick to crypto because I find the gains much more what's the word for it? Much better as far as like any asset class period. Will I be hedging asset classes? Yes, I'll probably look at obviously metals and possibly some stocks, but the majority of my portfolio will be in crypto. I think you should diversify. Diversify doesn't mean just diversifying crypto. It means diversifying all assets. Outside of that, all right, so we're looking at our trend. We've pretty much broken our trend as far as like our our y-axis as far as like the trend line that I have here. So outside of that, we're looking for Bitcoin's breakdown. Again, we're looking for a cooldown, but for BTC to reach bottom here, I mean, we can pretty much hit bottom on BTC almost, like, right? So we'll probably be bouncing in these zones if BTC bottoms out on the daily. Possibly, honestly, we could even see the teens if BTC bottoms out on the daily as far as a dip position. Bitcoin's looking extremely bearish, okay? And I'll show you why, just so you have an idea. So you can see right here, our trend was going this way, right? Now look at our trend. Do you see that? So we've gone from this sideways action to now this just fallout, right? I'll be looking for BTC to try and find some ground and play sideways, but really honestly, we could just, there's not much further to go. You're talking about 9K to the bottom. Easily could happen within days, weeks. Yeah. So outside of that, again, key positions, I'm looking to buy BTC. 28, I'll buy a little bit, maybe like 10-20%. 26, I'll probably buy 10-20%. 24, I'll probably go on pretty heavy with like, I don't know, 20-30%, 40%, maybe like 40%. So, and then any additional, I will wait for a lower position and I will try and catch bottom, but it's not necessarily going to happen, but I'll have buy order set in place if I don't. These are kind of key positions that I'm looking for. Again, bottom could be anywhere from 20 to even all the way down to 17, 18, you know, as far as the dip of the wick. I don't know how long it would hang out there, but those are definitely possibilities. All right, outside of that, that's pretty much everything that's going on in crypto right now. I don't really need to describe the rest of the market. It's kind of been following as I've been talking about on my channel, where everybody's telling you buy. I'm telling you hold in stable coin. Why am I telling you to hold in stable coin? Not financial advice, of course. I'm telling you to hold in stable coin because you can get a cheaper price. Why buy high when you can buy low, right? That's the plan at the end of the day. These people telling you, I bought a little more Bitcoin today, I bought a little bit more Bitcoin tomorrow. Yeah, you can DCA in, great. But why DCA in when you know the bottom's not in? That makes no sense to me. Outside of that, in other news, we're looking at, again, market trend. We're looking at Bitcoin dominance. Look at Bitcoin dominance, guys. Why is it going up? It's going up because we're close to the bottom. We're going to the bottom. When we get to the bottom, I believe Bitcoin will stabilize on dominance, and that will be that, right? There's none of this alt season stuff, none of that. We've already broke 30. That's a done deal. People that have been speaking that for weeks, months, saying this thing's going to continue out and we're going to shoot back up. Basically, historically, we've never turned around after breaking 50% from the top, right? And currently, we are well below 50% from the top. So if I take the top right here and I run this down to today, we're sitting at almost 55% to the bottom of the candle. Turnaround, I can't see that. We close here, that basically that's defining that. It's showing that. That's proof. Again, Newpol right here, glass nodes. On the daily, we're looking at basically coming over, falling over. We're getting down pretty far, you can see. Now we're actually starting to show that downtrend. We're starting to show that bearish downtrend on the Newpol. It's now actually showing it. We look right here in hash rate. Hash rate is actually increasing. Why is hash rate increasing? Hash rate's increasing because nobody's buying. That's why it's increasing. There's no pressure on the system. It's not increasing because miners are picking back up. It's increasing because nobody's buying. Over here, we look at the Bitcoin miner net positions. BTC miners are now starting to accumulate on the daily. But you can also see right here, I mean, this thing could very easily just go and roll over and they could start selling again to look for bottom, just like we are. Over here, we look at fear and greed. Where has fear and greed been? 25, 15, 25, 15. These are typical numbers we've been seeing the whole time during this bearish downtrend. You can see right here on the crypto meter, what are we looking like? We are in the red zone. All these times I've been showing you guys in all these videos, have we been in the red zone? This should be a hefty indicator. Again, trend history, that's what this runs off of. If we look over here on the 30-day for Bitcoin, as far as volume, here's volume. And volume has actually picked up today, right? So if volume picked up today and we're still dropping like we are, that means people know. They're selling. They're trying to reaccumulate the bottom. Trending. So we come over here, we look at Bitcoin as a whole, and we're still in the downturn. Fiat leak. We come over here, we look at Bitcoin on Fiat leak. Oh, we want to go into that. That's kind of this point. Oof, that got me. 29,643, right? So 29,643 is Bitcoin's current movement. That boom is from Fiat, by the way, when you break certain levels of volume. You can see right here, basically the trading on Bitcoin is not very high. I think it'll probably go to like 100 per minute or something like that. It just, people know. People know. Outside of that, Lunar Crush, look over here. Let's see what's on Lunar Crush, guys. Top trending, Hex, right? I mean, go into Hex if you want. I don't think Hex is a great investment personally, but you know, do what you will. KluCoin, we got basically poo coins, NFTs. NFT plays have been a thing. They've been popping off. So, I mean, it's something to keep an eye on for sure. Again, we got meme coins. Right, okay. Yep. Doge, obviously, BNB. Yeah, Pancake. All these coins. Lots of money plays, guys. I'm keeping my eyes on these money plays, right? BSV, BCH, Litecoin, right? Dash was on here earlier today. Stable coins have also been in the market and kind of been a thing of oversight of what people are watching. Audius, I've been keeping an eye on that one. I think that's a pretty good one. So these are kind of the things that are trending right now. As you can see, nothing's really in the green. There's like very few things. Maybe some poo coins that are looking like they're in the green. But outside of that, everything's bearish. Everything's red, guys. Everything. Twitter. Let's go over here. And we're going to go basically to here. And we've got, oh, not this. Sorry, guys. We're going to come over to CoinMarketCap. 1.19 trillion, guys. 1.19 trillion. Money is leaving the market. We were at 1.37 a couple days ago. 1.19 trillion. This does account for stablecoins too. So just keep that in mind. Bitcoin is currently at what? $555 billion. What is Ethereum? $201 billion. Ethereum's about to break. So be very careful with Ethereum. One coin I've been watching is Hedera Hashgraph. I think it's pretty good. Again, so this was brought up by one of the people in the group, as far as like in the fundamentals group. This right here is Beanamon. Seems like it's been popping off pretty well. I'll be keeping an eye on these things. This is kind of like a market overwatch, showing you kind of what's going on in the market, why things are tanking the way they're tanking, why things are the way they are, and which direction we're heading in the market. Again, we went from this to this. Until this cleans up and starts running sideways, this is the trend now. And this means dramatic bearish movement, right, guys? So keep an eye on the market and save yourself some money and buy the bottoms. My name's Will. I'm with Alex and at his fundamental group, Fundamental Secrets. You can always reach out to me on there, and feel free to check out my links in the bottom. If you could possibly go over to my Twitter, it's also in the link. IG. I also have my TikTok on there now, and I also have my channel on there. If you guys could like, subscribe, obviously leave a comment, say hello. We'd greatly appreciate it. And thank you for stopping by, and have a great day.